Patek Watch Reviews, 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 Patek Watch Reviews.
Bonjour mes amis, hi guys, collection review for my buddy Rex in Manila, and I'm gonna call this one Consolidated. That's right, he's done it, he's done what I haven't been able to do yet, what you guys might want to do after a few years. He's been for 30 years buying, selling watches. Not long ago he still had a Submariner, but that's gone. He taken the step, and as you can see, he's got a couple of heavy hitters in the collection. The perfect watches, the one that ends the conversation. We have the Lange 1815 chronograph, not just any of them. I love the combo with the contrasting sub-dial, black dial on rose gold, or is it yellow gold? I think it's rose gold. That is just stunning. The kind of watch that really is worth selling a lot of pieces for and gravitating towards, because it is admittedly one of the, if not the best chronograph. It was a shocker for the watch world when Lange came out with it, and if even Philippe Dufour has a datograph, so this with a date. I kind of like the no date personally. It's a bit thinner, a bit easier to wear, and you don't have to set the date in the morning, as practical as it is. It's a manual wind, so at least you're not forced to wind it all the time, but what a pleasure to wind a 1815 chronograph. And the pusher feel must be excellent. It's a flyback chronograph, so not the kind of watch you just get into the hobby and buy after a few months. You have to graduate to this. Likewise, a watch that I have shown you on the channel before, the 5960A with the white dial. I've had it in my hands. The price was much better than now, but prices are coming off quite a bit now in Hong Kong. And it was in the 40, it was below 50,000 US dollar back then. Anyway, he picked that one up in Hong Kong during the protests. So back then, probably maybe actually it might be the watch that I had in my hand. So well done, and I would know what you had paid for that one. That's pretty much when I did see that watch myself. And it's to do it all kind of Patek. So it's a flyback chronograph with the annual calendar. It's a vertical clutch, so you can leave it running all the time if you want to have the agitation of the seconds hand, because there is no seconds hand for the time itself. And then it's column wheel, of course, chronograph with the steel bracelet. Just the Patek that you can wear every day, and it was a great idea by Patek to come up with the 5960. People were a bit surprised when this came out. I think it was the first completely new model that Thierry Stern was in charge of, and really something great. And most of them are dressier. This is the more casual one, and in steel it's the do-it-all Patek. You have the power reserve and you have the loom, so you can really wear this and enjoy it. And I didn't go for it, and I know other guys who didn't do it because the look is very specific, so it might not be the most Patek-y Patek. So you have to just get on with it. And also you would have probably, as our friend Rex did, sell a bunch of things in your collection to buy that one. I didn't do it, and Rex did, and I'm sure he's feeling all the better for it. It is a killer piece, and what a contrast of look and function, although it's also a chronograph, with the longer. That's it, right? The collection is is perfect as it is. Now, to have some fun, he has the Max Buser Mad One with the spinny rotor, because it's unidirectional Miyota, I believe, inside. Of course, a rework turned around with the reading of the time on the side. The Max One, the Mad One was Max's attempt to make an affordable watch for the friends of the brand. And then now there's a couple of different colors. It's a bit more available. There's a few for sale here in Hong Kong. And it's a lot of fun, and it's cool to have independent. Well, technically, Patek is also independent, but like a smaller brand. And of course, maybe our friend here, Rex, will be able to graduate to owning an actual MB&F. That would be pretty cool, but they're very expensive, of course. But also the look is not for everybody. But there is one, I think the 101 one that I reviewed, that is actually a very wearable. But it's such a showpiece that it's not as usable as the Lange and the Patek. So I wouldn't go there. I think this is great. And next to it, another small brand, Sartori Billiard. We hear about them quite a bit, and this is the B something 04, the one that you can customize yourself. And here he had it customized for his birth date. So there's only two indices at 4 and at 10. And inside is a La Jouperet movement. It's around 4,000 euro, depending on the customization that you're asking. And yeah, why not? I don't know how you got there, but our man here has been into watch collecting for a long time, so he knows when there's an itch to scratch, you gotta go for it. And this one is personalized, so why not? And it brings a fun color along with the Mad One to the collection, and fun color as well for the fifth watch, which is a Seiko mini turtle. I really love those mini turtles. You should check them out if you haven't. This is the Zimbe version, and very particular because it was on the wrist of our collector of the day when he trekked all the way to a camp, the base camp of Mount Everest. He went a bit higher, and the idea was just to go to the base camp, spend the night, and then go back. So quite an amazing journey, I'm sure, and that's why the watch. And that's great when you have a watch that has a souvenir attached to it, and it doesn't matter if it's a Patek or Rolex or a Seiko. And Seikos are amazing for traveling, and so that's definitely a great keeper. Not high value. And it's great to be able to balance that in a collection. But yeah, how could you advise anyone after they've managed to consolidate their collection and have pieces like these? It feels good to put some watches in your past and to move on to something that you really wanted, but maybe not felt that you deserved quite yet. It's a mental journey in terms of prices, in terms of being comfortable to wear those pieces. And what's great with the Lange and the 5960 Patek is that they're very wearable, and they don't really shout all that much to the uninitiated. And they're loved and respected by everyone, certainly by me. And not that we do this for the respect or for the others, but I think sometimes it's for self-respect. And this is a very inspiring journey, and how it has landed is very inspiring to me. So who would I be to be able to advise anything to someone who's made the right choices there, I think, with the Lange and this Patek? I think the one thing I would say is that you've done the consolidation, enjoy the watches. Those, as I said, are wearable watches. And also you bought them, I think, at the right moment, at the right price. There's always a window for certain watches. and they're not watches produced in big quantities. They will always be sought after, and I think that should be the motto for the future. In case you add one more piece, you have interest into the independence of high quality. So obviously F. Pigeon has to enter the conversation. MB&F, of course. I think most of them are crazy expensive, but some of them are not, the market is not as strong as you would think. So for example, the LM101 that I presented on the channel could be on the cards if the watch market keeps on weakening. If you want that very different piece with exceptional watchmaking, F. Pigeon, I love, for example, the Octalune, but is it special enough in the F. Pigeon world? You can always find pros and cons, but I think F. Pigeon is great on the wrist. Look maybe at the Dual Time by Atelier Haute Complication, which are being delivered at the moment. Surely some of them will find their way to the market. See a bit what the owners say about the experience. That could be something different. And speaking of difference, what I like about your Patek and your Lange is what I find when I wear my Patek watches, for example, is that they make me feel very different from the way I feel when I wear my Rolex watches, which I love, and I know you probably like Rolex as well. I think if you want to keep this idea in the collection, the watches have to feel very special to you when you have them on the wrist, and nothing wrong with bringing back a Rolex. If you did, I would think about, for example, the Lefty GMT Master 2. Prices are softening right now. There's still a premium, but I think it's worth it in the long term in terms of collectability. The black and green bezel Lefty GMT Master 2, that would be a nice one to have if you want to have a Rolex, which is always great in the collection. But it's gotta be special, of course. The new two-tone GMT Master 2 is great as well, of course. And Rolex seems to be doing some unusual things with the new titanium Yacht Masters. It's cool, but it's much more well-known, and people recognize them on the wrist, so it's not the same pleasure. Vacheron as well, great, the overseas Gen 2, for example, with the dual time, or the chronograph. If you like the chronographs, I like them as well. Not as special, but very cool. There's also World Timer. I think World Timer is a step above from the GMTs. And the World Timer overseas, for example, could be cool, but it's a bit bigger for the wrist. So I'm throwing a whole bunch of ideas when I think really the idea when you consolidate is to leave it at that, and then let it grow in your mind, and find the right deal for something that makes you feel special in the future. Guys, if you have some suggestions for Rex, put them in the comment. Love the collection. Thanks for sharing, Rex. Bye bye, guys.